Welcome to Elf-Centered. Today, I'm going to talk about the club scene, particularly with respect to Toronto. Now, I actually script a lot of these. Well, not so much script as kind of like write down my ideas and where I want to go with things, kind of post them where you can't see them, and then, bounce on those topics. This one's completely off the cuff. So, Toronto. I'm going to talk about the general club scene and the goth industrial club scene, because the goth industrial club scene is where I DJ. It's where I tend to live, in the subcultural corners and shadows of things. But you can't work there and not know what's going on in the overall scene, because you need to keep in touch with what's happening in music, because music, it's everywhere. The club scene is very similar, though there are stark differences in what people pay to get in, the kind of music they listen to, the kind of crowds they attract. Toronto has been slowly disassembling its club scene for the last couple of decades. I used to go to raves back in the late 80s when they were in warehouses, and at points the fire system would go off and you'd be ankle deep in water looking at all of the electrical cables and stuff, wondering, I wonder if I'm going to be electrocuted today. There were drugs. It wasn't as all-pervasive as it can be these days. It was about the music. It was about the culture. It was about the people. Still is for the most part for most people. However, for some it's about let's get as high as possible and try to meet somebody and drink until we're stupidly, staggeringly drunk. Small pub, big club. Same kind of thing going on. So, Toronto used to have a club district. Doesn't so much anymore. There used to be well over 100 clubs in that district. I think it might have been approaching 2, but at least, closing on 150. A club district makes sense. It puts people in one place so they can club hop, so that they can spread their enjoyment and their money. It allows the authorities to better patrol things. Yeah, there's stupidity. There's always going to be stupidity, no matter what you do. The trick is to contain it, to control it, to put it in an area where you can kind of go, this is the area that on Friday and Saturday nights will be stupid. It requires less manpower, it requires less attention, it gives you more focus, it's just easier all around. Then they started putting condos into the club area. I have no pity for the condo owners and do not support the fact that they moved in and screamed about the sound. When you move beside the airport, you better bloody well know airplanes are going to be passing nearby. If you buy a condo in the club district, you know for a fact there's going to be clubbing going on. There's going to be loud music, people smoking on the sidewalks, people dressed in very little clothing, people acting like complete and total douches. You don't get to move in, and then insist the area change. I cannot disagree with that more. Buy where you want, accepting the area. As they gentrify an area, excellent, but otherwise, no. And this has been everything that's wrong, or a huge part of what's wrong, with the club district in Toronto, is it's slowly been taken apart because people have moved in and become complete and total close-minded, arrogant, entitled, unthinking boobs. They really have. Condos are also aimed at young people. Young people like entertainment of various sorts. So as they take away the clubs, there's less and less reasons for the young people to move down there. People will still move down there, but it's more for just having a downtown address and being close to work now. They'll go somewhere else. And once you get rid of that little zone, who knows where they're going to go. So Toronto responds by restricting clubs and pubs and liquor licenses everywhere. Toronto's always wanted to be New York City. It was originally named York. They got rid of the name York because they wanted it called Mighty York, and people kept calling it Muddy York for very obvious reasons. So you can't do New York without a good nightlife. You've got some theaters, but you don't got Broadway. You've got some shows and live music, but you sure as heck don't have the level and quality of bands that come through New York City. And now you're taking apart the club scene. People, especially young people, are going to find the outlet for that fun. They're going to find the places they can go to do these things. So, you can put 1,000 people into a rave club, a couple of DJs, live show, I don't care what. DJs have become the big thing, especially in EDM. Where you have security, you can patrol it, you can aim law enforcement at it, you know roughly what time they're going to be getting out, you know the patterns. Or you can allow 20 house parties of 50 people each, where there is no security, there's no one to stop a roofie being dropped into a drink, there's no one to stop sexual assault, there's no one to say, I'm smart serve trained, I gotta cut you off, I'm sorry, you're way too drunk. Where instead of a soundproof building where sound does leak, nothing is perfect, though I've seen some that are darn close, and some annoyed neighbors, you have a house that vibrates with the level of music, and you have an annoyed street. So these are your choices. You get one or the other. You don't get to make the clubbing behavior go away. People are still going to want to go out and socialize. Clubs are about socializing. They really are. It's seeing your friends for a wild party time. They're about drinking. They're about an altered state of feeling or consciousness. And alcohol is a drug. I'm really sorry. It is. Realize it. Accept it. It's about dancing to the music, because music is what moves us. Music is a powerful, wonderful thing. And dancing is a joyous expression. As much as some of us flail and awkwardly, you know, move around the dance floor. I've seen good dancers and bad dancers, but you know what? I've never felt bad for dancers, because even the ones who don't know what they're doing out there and can't keep a beat to save their lives are out there. They're dancing. They are enjoying themselves. They're becoming part of the music and part of the show. Dance clubs and dance floors are a place to peacock, to go look at me, to go aren't I beautiful, to attempt to attract the attention of people you're interested in. Taking that away and they're going to put it in other places. Yes, there's bad behavior at dance clubs. There's bad behavior everywhere. Dance clubs allow you to hopefully, with attention, focus, energy, and time, change that bad behavior. Influence it to become good behavior. House parties, 50 people descending in a pub, a little better, but not so much. Toronto is destroying its club scene. Stop it. Stand up for it. Even if you're not the clubbing sort, you've got friends that are. You might be old with a job and a family and you never go to clubs anymore, but you did. Remember the good that was back then. Remember all the wonderful stuff. Dust off your pointy boots in that closet. Now, the goth industrial scene has a lot of issues, much like the normal clubs. There are people who don't like the clubs. We dress differently, so people are uncomfortable and therefore feel threatened or scared, or, you know, they don't like it. Goth is dead. Oh, how many times have I heard that since the late 80s? No, it's not. Everything goes in cycles. You have a lot of clubs, you have a few clubs. You have a lot of clubs, you have a few clubs. The community comes together and builds what it needs to build. Support it. The only way to have what you want is to support it. Support it in every way that you can. Go see the live shows. There's a $10 cover. Yeah, the bathrooms are a little, and the beer's $6 a bottle. Go support it. Because if you don't support that, you won't have anything else. Toronto is, for the goth industrial scene, wow, I got to tell you, you're pampered. For a lot of years, there's never been a cover. Drinks are fairly inexpensive. The place is kept up okay. I've traveled extensively, and generally there's a cover. Look at the other kinds of clubs in the other cultures. Hip-hop clubs. $20 to get in, $8 mixed drinks. People spend the money. The goth industrial clubs they allow you to spend more money on your look because the appearance is important. The appearance is important in every club, but there are expectations. If they put a cover in place, don't stop going. You need to support your clubs. If you don't, they're going to go away. And you don't want that. Because even if you get wrapped up in the outside world and your job and your family and all the stuff that's going on, at one point other people did that, and you were young and part of the clubbing generation at that time. Don't take that away from the people coming after you. You're not the end. You're the beginning. Every day is a new beginning. Support your clubs, support your promoters, your musicians, your disc jockeys. Without you, they're nothing. And without them, you got nothing.